Hey guys, this is Q with QLovesHair, and I'm bringing you my first official vlog. And I'm gonna just piggyback off of the blog that I gave you guys earlier this week. The topic is heated about heat damage. Who's heated? Me. I'm heated. I'm heated about heat damage because it's really preventable and it makes the hair look horrible, actually. And then what is heat damaged hair? What does it look like? Well, if your hair is curly, you may have strands, quite a few of them or just a few of them, where your hair is completely straight and you have not chemically relaxed it to be straight. It's been thermally relaxed permanently in some cases. So you have this beautiful curly hair and then you have these long, wimpy, limp strands. They're lifeless, they're dull. They have no body, nothing. They're just hanging there and they won't go back into a curl formation. And you're saying, I didn't chemically straighten my hair. I don't have a keratin treatment. What's going on? Well, that's what's going on. If you use any heat at any time, please hear me, any heat, anytime, you could be a victim. So I'm gonna share a little story with you. Before I had these beautiful locks, I had natural hair, my natural curly pattern, and I liked it. You know, I was getting to know it because we had known each other for a long time. But I went to a hair show, bettering myself, bettering my career, ran into an amazing celebrity hairstylist, and he was a spokesman for a new flat iron. And he was so excited because here came this curly girl's hair and he wants to show everybody that this flat iron really worked and could straighten any hair at all. And he said, oh my gosh, you know, can I try it on you? And I'm not gonna lie, I was a little starstruck as well. So against my better judgment, you know, I did ask a couple of questions. I said, okay, you know, it's not gonna be, you're not gonna burn my hair, you know. I had to let him know my hair is really fine. So he was like, no, of course not. And he proceeds to take a nice strand of the bang area of all the places. And he took that flat iron he was so proud about and he pulled it through my hair, and yes, my hair became straight as a board. Yes, it did. And that's the way it remained. I was so mad. I wanted to punch him in the face, celebrity stylist or not. I couldn't believe it. I was just like, oh my gosh. So maybe that's why it's so personal to me. I got a new client. I'd actually done her hair previously, and you know, she said, you're gonna be so proud of me. I'm completely natural. And I was like, oh, okay, wow, that's wonderful. But I noticed her hair looked relaxed, so I knew it was a serious hard press or a hard ceramic press that had been done, you know. And I was like, wow, okay. It was just so straight. Guys, we shampooed it. Her curl pattern did not come back at all, ever. So she comes to me every 2 weeks and has for the last year and a half, and you can literally see exactly where I started doing her hair, because she has curl from the root, and then there's a nice line, a strong line of demarcation, and her ends are bone straight. So we've been growing it out gracefully, and she's been really patient and doing really, really well. And she has color, and her curl pattern is completely 100% all over her head intact. So I'm really proud of that, and that's something that I push with my clients. All my clients, whether they're natural, you know, if they wear their natural curly hair, they can, but they can also wear their pressed, you know, silked out pressed ceramic look as well. And the curl pattern is never disturbed. That's super important. If you don't know how to do that, you need to find out. If you already have heat damage, it's already done, what should you do? One of the first things that I highly recommend, a really good, strong, healthy protein for the hair. I like to stay with vegetable proteins or wheat proteins, that type of thing. But you want to stay away from your animal proteins. They tend to be too harsh and they oftentimes smell horrific. And then you can go in with a nice moisturizing, conditioning treatment for the hair as well. But that's the first thing I recommend. That did not work for me, okay? My hair was super fine and that heat was so high. Come to find out it was on 450 degrees. My hair would press at 390, 400 easily. Why we needed the extra 50 degrees is beyond me. Think about going outside when it's 50 degrees and then going outside when it's 100 degrees. That is a huge gap in temperature, a huge gap in heat. So 450 degrees, he destroyed my hair. I wanted to kill him. Anyway, something else you can do is Olaplex. Olaplex is a salon-only product. If you can get it somewhere outside of a salon, I'd be very cautious if I were you. But it is a salon-only product made for those in the industry that are licensed. So if you use it, I highly recommend you go to a salon. I highly recommend that you go to a salon. This is not a loop. I highly recommend that you go to a salon. So what is Olaplex? Olaplex is literally a bond rebuilder. It literally relinks the disulfide bonds that are broken in the hair from thermal damage, from chemical damage, and it works wonders. That's crazy. Now, you should answer that product anytime you're getting a chemical treatment anyway. If your stylist doesn't know what it is or doesn't have it, keep it moving, okay? It will save your hair and keep your hair on the head. The last thing that I talked about on the blog was acidic treatments, and that's basically your apple cider vinegar, your beard treatments, things of that nature. And I do mention those because some people have said they found success with it. That did not work for me. I've seen very little to no success with it with my clients. But a lot of times, y'all know how y'all are. Y'all come in with what y'all seen on YouTube and what y'all seen on social media, and y'all are gonna tell me how to properly treat your hair. So I put it in the mix because it is a more cost-effective treatment. You can get ACV anywhere, you know what I'm saying? You can get beer. I mean, just go in your fridge and grab a beer and throw it in your hair. But that works because it's an acidic treatment. And acidic treatments are known to close the cuticle on the hair. And if you are losing protein, closing the cuticle on the hair is super, super important because it'll help keep the protein that you have in the hair. There's so many things you can do to prevent heat damage from happening in your hair. Number one, I recommend turning down your heat of any tool, any thermal tool that you're using. That goes from your blow dryer to your flat iron, to your curling iron, to your wands, whatever you're using. You know, you want to make sure you adjust your temperature accordingly. That's super, super important. Just because the iron goes to 450, 475, are you kidding me? Doesn't mean you need to actually use it at that heat temperature. So don't use it at that heat setting. Try it out. And iron, you know, curling irons and flat irons are very different. I will tell you, I have some irons that I've noticed the 425 on one iron can be very different from the 425 on another iron. So that's why you want to make sure that you adjust it and just try it out until you know your iron's like the back of your hand. One of the biggest telltale signs, if you want to know if you're going to have heat damage, and my clients say this all the time, and I just look at them, they'll say, well, it smelled like it was burning. Did it? Yeah, it was probably burning. And what you guys don't know is when you come in for your shampoos, your whole life comes out of your hair. We can smell where you've been. We can tell if you've been around smokers. We can tell if you've been burning the crap out of your hair all doggone day. That's why we don't believe anything you say, because we know you're lying, because we smell it when we go to shampoo in the hair. And the last thing I want to talk to you about is the use of a heat or thermal protectant. So listen, if you're going to spend $85 on a hair service, I don't care what it is. If your stylist turns to you and says, hey, listen, here's a $15 bottle of heat protectant that you really need to use on your hair. I noticed some heat damage spots or some hot spots in your hair this time. And this will really help to eliminate that and protect your hair from the thermal use. If you turn around and decline them for whatever the reason, you know, I get it. You might think $15 is too much. Let me tell you, $15 pales in comparison to having to pay for treatments to get your hair back on track, or to try to bring, no guarantee, but to try to get your curl pattern back. So go ahead and spend the $15 and go ahead and use the product. And if you buy it and don't use it, what is the point? A lot of people think it's just a myth or whatever, I don't have to use a heat protectant. What you can do is utilize the product that you're thinking about buying, or if the stylist has one, let her spray one hand and not spray the other one. Put them together and take the blow dryer and blow dry the tops of the hands. The hand that gets hot should be the one without the heat protectant. If both get hot equally, it's trash, don't use it, don't worry about it. But if it works then you know you've got a good quality heat protectant. And then you'll feel more confident in spending the money knowing that it's actually working for you. If you love your curl pattern, and you should, because it's what God gave you and it's beautiful, then you have to take care of it. That's basically it. I know it's a lot of information, and I may be a little high on my soapbox. I'm not gonna lie. I sit up there often. So just let me know what you want to see. Let me know how you feel about the video, and I hope it's good information. That's super important to me, that I bring you good, sound, quality information based off of personal experiences. I'm Q with QLovesHair, saying to you, take care of what you love, okay? And as a fellow lover of hair, to my community of stylists, keep doing what you're doing. Y'all know we got a rough job. Y'all know they need us. So let's do what we're supposed to do, guys, okay? Have a great day today. You deserve it.